Hail adventurers, 'tis I, Tila Tequila, Jihad Johnny, and now featuring Bonbons with Pwnstarr Gaming. Guys, today it's been requested that I do somewhat of an aspect guide. So that's what we're going to go over. I'm going to cut through each aspect, talk a small amount about each one, and then maybe even on some of them, if not most of them or all of them, just different templates that would go good with those aspects. But first of all, the beer of the day, it's going to be this wonderful Elk Valley Coffee Nemesis. Pretty cool story. I live in Oklahoma, of all places, here in the U.S., and there is a Air Force base called Tinker Air Force Base. The guy who made this, he was a aircraft mechanic at Tinker Air Force Base. His favorite airplane was an H model named Nemesis. Make sure I got that right, an H model. Yep, one of my favorites of a B-52 bombers. There we go. Was an H model named Nemesis. He says it was real bold and strong and all that good stuff, so we made a coffee Nemesis. So excited about this one here. Get this guy going. If you like coffee flavors, you know, like a Guinness Extra Stout, that's kind of what this one tastes like. So either way, guys, without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, guys, so first off, what is an aspect? Well, an aspect is something that's going to tremendously increase your power. So how do you get to the aspect menu? You click help, you go to aspect mastery, and then here we are. Something to note, at the top left here you can see arcane charges. The arcane charges actually come from when you recycle magical items. The more strong the magical item, the more arcane charges it's going to give back to you. Now this you can consider as gasoline for your car, as arcane charges are for your aspect. Coal for a train, arcane charges are for an aspect. I think you guys got it. Now, different aspects, elements, have different abilities. Also, the way that you create an aspect is to unlock the aspect, you have to get 6 extracts, okay? Then you get 12 cores, 50 arcane charges, 1 aspect kit. An aspect kit can be made by a crafter. We've already talked about arcane charges. Cores are going to drop from random monsters, bosses, treasure chests, things like that. The extracts actually look a little different. This right here is a distillation. An extract is a little bit smaller, and then you take it to an alchemist, or you use an alchemist and you distill it, and it becomes this little flask thing right here. So once again, 6 of those, 12 cores, 50 arcane, and 1 aspect kit. As you gain in levels, it will have you get more and more. So currently I need to get 3 distills and 7 cores to increase my command to tier 10. Okay? Make sense? Got it. Alright guys, first off we're going to start with air. Air's fun. Imagine air as fast as air. The reason I say that is because for the armor part of it, increases your weapon speed and also your mana regain rate. Another really cool thing is that it has a chance to avoid movement effects. So if you're running through a dungeon, and let's take Cavernim for example, those little Nogalids that we all hate, they throw those spears down and lock in. Well, this has a chance to avoid those movement effects, as well as, you know, different things like a hamstring or whatever. Now keep in mind, aspects do not work in PvP. That's very important to remember. As well as something neat, if it's increasing your weapon speed, and let's say you're using a sword here, if you look here, let's say you're using a fencing weapon. Okay, well the aspect ability here is going to lower their defense skill, but then also your fencing is going to lower their defense skill. Now take that on top of having an increased weapon speed, you're going to be doing some major defense wrecking on monsters. It's great for groups. If you're killing a boss and you've got your air aspect, just lowering the boss's defenses. It's great if you're a bard, really awesome. If like I'm saying, you're a bard, you're a new bard, and lyrics sets aren't super expensive, but they are definitely more expensive than an air suit. So this is a great new aspect for new players. All right, here we are with Artisan aspect. This one's really kind of unique as it's typically the crafter's aspect. So there's two ways that you can gain experience in this one. One is by killing monsters, the traditional way. And then there's also another way now where as you're crafting items, if you're in the artisan aspect, then it's going to increase your experience based on how difficult that item and how many resources that item uses. So, cool things about this one. Exceptional crafting chance bonus. That's why it's the crafter's one. 5% plus 1.5% per tier. So it gets your chance to create an exceptional mastercrafted item goes up as you level this aspect. Another really neat thing is these repair kit boosts. You can use a repair kit on a fellow adventurer, and that will increase their melee damage by a certain percentage, right, for 20 minutes. Really, really helpful. It also, if you are wearing crafted armor, then it will help increase that armor, the armor rating that you're wearing. So really, really cool. A neat thing though, that special ability that it has that procs with weapons is it does what's called Fortify. Fortify is really neat because it is going to increase their melee damage of all the green players around you, and then also their physical damage resist. It's really great once again when you're fighting a boss, especially an omni boss, and you see all the armor stuff fly on all your friends. You feel really, really useful when that happens. So if you're once again playing with a group of people, this is an awesome aspect to bring to the table. Your team will love you for it. And there's so very few of them that a lot of times if you're in Discord, you'll hear people go, "Oh, what was that?" And then you're like, "Yeah, dude, I just buffed you." So, Artisan's really helpful. Alright guys, next up is Blood. Blood is the newest of all of the aspects currently. It is bloody. I mean, it's really cool. So the armor actually has a lot of offensive abilities to it. So it increases all of your stats. It has a chance to inflict bleed or on melee or spell. So it will do a damage over time, and that is an effect of your armor. How cool is that? Damage bonus to creatures below 33%. Once it crosses over that 33%, you're getting an automatic 12% damage increase, and then another 3.750 on for every level of aspect you are, and of course the normal armor rating bonus. Something that's really neat as far as the weapons go is called Ravage, and what that does is it does another damage over time, but it also can do it as an area effect within creatures within an 8 mile, that'd be great, 8 tile radius. So lots of damage over time with Blood, and lots of increased damage as well below 33%. This is a pretty cool aspect, especially when played right. All right. This one here is the most expensive. It is hard to get all the cores and all the extracts, but it pays off. If you can come up with the money to not only start this suit, but then also maintain the suit from the arcane charges that you're going to go through, and then continue to level the suit, let me tell you, you're going to be on the top of the damage meters when it comes to bosses. And the reason why? Well, first off, just right under the hood, just a nice little bonus, follower experience gain and taming chance bonus. The follower experience gain is very helpful when you're getting a new pet, or you're taming a pet for somebody and you want to help them level it, or you're leveling it for your own use. It goes a lot faster. As you can see here, 25% off, 25% experience gain right off the start, and then 7.5 per tier. Okay. It also has a follower damage resistance, so your pets are going to take less damage, and then a follower damage bonus. So your pets are going to do more damage when you have the command aspect on. Okay. It also increases your armor rating, just like all the others. This inspiration is what the special ability is for command. This thing is bad to the bone, let me tell you. Let's say your pet is at 20% life, and then you proc your weapon ability. Well, a nice little green ring is going to go around you, and then your pets are going to go all the way to full life, just like that. And then they're going to do a lot more damage for the next few seconds. Let's check here. For the next 30 seconds. That's a lot more than the next few seconds, isn't it? It increases it by 50% and then another 5% based on your tier level. It is a powerhouse of damage. Very expensive. Very nice. Guys, here we are with Earth Aspect. Earth Aspect is going to be imagine just a tank, right? This is going to be the guy who just stands there, hits the boss, and goes AFK. Seriously. They don't take damage. They don't die. They just sit there. It's kind of funny. Reduction to debuff effects. Okay, so if they get cursed, no big deal. Physical damage resistance. If this boss is doing physical damage to them, they're barely gonna feel it. Chance to increase melee damage by 150%, so they are doing damage as well. Pretty crazy. The Earth Hands ability actually is really neat because it is a damage to all creatures within an 8 tile radius that reduces their armor. So either way, you got a Dexter, he's got a shield, he taunts all the bad boys right when all the extra ads spawn. You guys are going to be just fine. No damage. Have fun. Alright, Eldritch. Eldritch is great, especially with the summoners, the new summoners and how strong they are now. First off, the armor, effective spirit speak and inscription skill bonus. This is going to help increase the points that you can put into your pets as a summoner. It also helps with the what's it called, your magic reflect defense. It helps to avoid spell interruption, so it's kind of like a bonus to your wrestling. Spell damage bonus per 20 mana spent. That's really neat. The more mana you spend, the more spell damage that you actually do. The aspect is really neat, as in it will do damage to monsters in an area, but then also it can create a mana well, which will increase your mana for a certain amount of time. The Eldritch aspect is very powerful if you are a spellcaster. It will increase the damage of your spells a lot, especially if you are a scribe and your spirit speak and you are casting from scrolls. Get ready to be doing 500 flame strikes, 500 damage flame strikes on the regular. Very strong, very powerful. Okay, here we are with the fire aspect. Once again, another madhouse for damage. This thing not only does damage on the weapon side, but also on the armor side. And let me tell you about that. So first off, field damage resistance. Not going to be taking much damage when you're standing in a fire field or something like that. The damage taken reflection. So some monster is hitting you and you're reflecting 10% of that, and then another 3% on however many tiers you are leveled up in it, right back at them. Damage dealt causes flame strike. So per damage, it's 0.15 plus 0.045 per tier, and you'll be seeing these flame strikes just come up. It's pretty crazy the higher you get up there. The aspect special effect is kind of looks like a flame strike, honestly, but it does a big old damage thing, and it's spread amongst monsters within a 4-tile radius. And that's fire, guys. Fire, once again, another one of those massive damage ones. Great for your bards, great for your dexers. Honestly, it's even great for your tamers if you're doing a lot of damage, your personal. All right, fortune, the money maker. Big money, baby. That's what this one's all about. It's about that money. Cool thing about this one, lock picking, maps, and harvesting skill bonus. If you're a miner, this might be the suit for you. It'll help increase your harvesting skill. It'll also help you pick those locks a little bit better and decode those maps. Wand and place trap damage bonus. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a streamer named Biff. He drops traps on his summoner and his tamer, and he has fortune suit on, and those bad boys just wreck house, man. I'm talking, he drops a trap and 8 monsters dead because he gets them all in a group and then just demolishes them. Very impressive, very impressive. On top of that, gold and loot item chance bonus is increased significantly the higher you get up in tier. The damage weapon, it's called Windfall. Not really sure how I feel about that name because wind doesn't fall. It actually is a giant treasure chest that hits the monster and it goes and then gold just flies everywhere and then ultimately ends up inside the corpse, increasing that monster's gold drop by a certain percentage based on your tier level. This aspect's a lot of fun. You can definitely notice the magical drops, especially the higher you get increase. So great one to have in your arsenal for sure. All right, here we are, guys, with the lyric aspect. This is the bard's dream. This is what all the bards sing about. What it's going to do on the armor side is it's going to increase your effective barding skill, the bonus to song effectiveness, which what that in reality is doing is helping the effects of your songs. It's going to help the buffs stay on longer. It's going to help the debuffs stay on stronger on the monsters. But then also the weapon ability is going to reset how long something is in effect. So let's say you've got a 45-second piece on a monster, Cacophony procs, it's going to do some damage on it, and we'll say you're 20 seconds in, so it should be 25 seconds remaining. Well, it's going to start back up to 45. This is very effective when you're fighting bosses that are going to take some time, and once again, it's a great support aspect. All right, guys, poison aspect. Don't really have much to say about the poison aspect. I mean, it's kind of nice, the taste ID skill bonus, so I mean, use that for what it is. But other than that, I don't have much on poison aspect. Make sure to comment below what you can tell me about poison aspect if you're one of the ones that use it. Alright, so shadow aspect. Shadow aspect is a lot of fun. You need to be a stealth character. These are the guys that you see lurking in the shadows, and then all of a sudden you hear them pop out, and then the monster instantly dies. They get extra stealth steps, and they do a damage called backstab damage, which is from their vanish ability. They basically just go stealth again as they're attacking stuff. It's a lot of crazy. It's a lot of fun. These guys, they are just your rogue type. Lots of massive quick burst damage. So enjoy these guys while you can still see them. Okay guys, here we are with Void aspect. Void has gained a lot of popularity lately, and I think a lot of that has to do with the mana regain on it. It is great for mages. It is a lot of increased mana, especially if you are food buffed, you got some taste ID in you, and your mana is going to go much faster. But not only is it good for mages, it's also great for dexers. You're going to have a hard time dying if you're a void aspect tank dexer. Your life is going to go up randomly. It's like a self heal suddenly. Your stamina is going to stay up there. mana if you use it for whatever reason. And it's wonderful. It's strong. Chance to ignore armor / resist for 15% damage bonus. Effective parrying and magic resist skill bonus. Very, very tanky. The weapon ability Doom Dragon is also very powerful. It does this cool little animation over the monster, and 10 seconds later, boom, a massive damage. Very, very powerful. Enjoy Void, because it's awesome. Alright guys, Water Aspect. Water Aspect is great for a lot of things, okay? You can be a summoner mage, and you can be healing your pets, your summons, for a massive amount. You can be any kind of mage at all, and you've got all your guild members' life bars pulled, and you can see who needs a heal, and boom, you're doing almost a full heal with one heal. Pretty crazy stuff. You can be a really awesome ship people kind of guy, and you can be healing your crew for massive amounts of life. You can be healing your pets if you're a tamer for massive amounts of life. Basically, this right here gives a massive bonus to your healing if you're wearing the Water Aspect armor. It also has an effective alchemy skill bonus, so not only will your heal spells be doing more healing, your bandages will be doing more healing, but then also your alchemy potions will be doing more healing. If you're a purple potion slinger, you can cast telekinesis on a monster and throw a purple potion on it, and boom, it's going to do a massive amount. It just sticks. It's like a sticky grenade from Halo. The weapon ability called Ice Storm, it is just one of those things that does a damage, and then it spreads it amongst 6 tiles, but then it also slows their melee attack and spellcasting speed by a certain percentage based on your skill. Water is very powerful, and it is actually more inexpensive than you would think until this video gets out. Just kidding. But water is very powerful, and I would suggest it for anybody who's going to be doing any sort of healing or likes to be that team player that throws those cross heals when you're fighting monsters. Guys, that's it for the aspect guide. I hope that answers some questions. If it didn't, feel free to message me on Discord or comment below with any questions you have, and I'll do my best to answer them. Or the community can actually help answer them as well. Now, there is a way where you can maybe do a air aspect book with a command aspect armor. Just throwing those out there. There's all kinds of mixes, matches. I see something new every day, and I'm always amazed by the different things that people come up with, different crosses between aspects that they use, and just overall different templates and Ultima, really. That's the beauty of this game. So, either way, comment below what your favorite aspect is and what your template that you're using it with, and let's see what you get. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure and subscribe for more content like this. Give me a like, that way the old Facebook algorithm puts me at the top when people search Outlands, and comment just because it's fun to have discussion. Have a great one. Catch you there.